Hi, and welcome to Dinim 29. This will be part 2 from last week, and really it's part 4, but I got to figure out how I'm going to write this on YouTube, but let's go. Point is, if you're confused today, then that it's not my fault. You need to go back and listen to previous classes, get caught up, and then this class will make sense to you. So let's go. What about a non-Jew that learns Torah? Right? A non-Jew that learns Torah is like a Kohen Gadol, type 1. By the way, you should know there are different versions apropos. A goy that learns Torah, blah, 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 a nachri, an akum, and a ger. You understand how each one can have a little bit of a different connotation, especially the ger. So how does a non-Jew learn Torah when we say that a goy learns Torah is chayiv misa? And here it's talking about akum. L'chayra mikra zeh midabir al kiyum ha-mitzvahs v'lav dafka al limit Torah. ואם כן, יש לו שכר על שאר מצווה שאינם משבע מצוות כאינם מצווה ועושה, ואולם בפשטוס נראה שלא אמרו כן, אלא בעוסק בתורה ולא שלא גמר בעוסק בתורה. There's a difference between learning Torah and doing mitzvahs and being involved in them. Right, so the nations can learn Torah and do mitzvahs, but the nations do not supplant Israel proper in their post of being the institution for Torah and mitzvahs. The Rishonim argue on this. Zelushanamiri kol shahagoy Isaac beikre sheva mitzvahs o pratehim b'mashi yaisi mehem afal b'shirayv gufei Torah nechlali mehem mikvari noso v'kol shakenim chakirasik l'darsabo ad ha'choshleim ezoreseno aji'im atzena shleima yaksav yizgayi v'kol shakenim Isaac b'kayam ikre mitzvahsei l'shma Af b'shar chalakim shava shalom b'sheva mitzvah, like on the shining. Dasu de gam shar mitzvahs yakul lekayim u'mekayim schar ozeva. I am ba'avi ezri. Shekasav came b'pshitis. Midas hatzma de leka chilu b'goy v'in tal mitayra the shar mitzvahs v'kulam yishul schar ga'ina v'zavaisik. This was the opinion of the Miri. We brought it in the Soloveitchik book. By the way, John, I will be sending your rabbi a copy of the book. I have copies printed now in the house. So look for me next week to send that out. Please type 1. So the Miri is saying that, this is the famous position of the Miri. The Lubavitcher brings the Miri too, that a non-Jew who does the 7 the right way can then progress and learn and do mitzvahs more. Zela Shina Rambam, Pirak Yod, Behilchos Malachim, Halacha Tes. Which is not this, the Rambam 10:9, which is not 10:10. Hey, manichin the nachrim, lecharish dad, Allah says mitzvahs, la'atzmi midasa, ela oye gertzeh, give Allah kula mitzvahs, oyamu b'toyrasri, v'lo yaisim, v'lo yizra, v'lo shoyim, v'zor yim, v'lo yoykasim. But what about the 10th, the very next halacha? Number 9 says a goy cannot do Torah, Shabbos, mitzvahs. And number 10 says a ben noyach that wants to do mitzvahs for the rest of the mitzvahs in the Torah in order to receive schar. Did you just hear what I said? He's doing a mitzvah, lekabel, as in language mekablin, schar. So, according to the Rambam, can you be mekablin, Justin Becker? Yes. Can you? Yes. Me too. Can you receive schar on those mitzvahs? Yes. Ein mani raus du hast gehilges akon shono hi stop koidim. The ein mani khaim aso mitzvos acheres. So what about, so here it is. Here's the big question. Isn't 9 and 10 a contradiction, Justin? In the Teretz for Radvaz, the Ika Chiluk being Kishemekayim B'Torah's Das, no Mitzvot, the Az Asr, Ubein Kishemekayim B'Torah's Eina Mitzvah, Ela Kabul Schar, the Az Mutter. Wow, there's a nice answer. I'm going to take a picture of that and send that to Instagram. How do you like that? This is going up right now. You guys ready for this? This is a beautiful answer. Ready? All right. We got Instagrammed. Let's see. What did I drop over here? All right. That there's a difference when Shemekayim Torah's Das or Mitzvah the Az Asr. If you do it to be Jewish, then it's forbidden. But if you do it to receive Schar, it's allowed. But Chuvas Rambam Kasev. Gam Kein da Schar. Legoy Lekayim Mitzvah's Mila. But Torah is Einam Azam Avaisi. A non-Jew can get circumcision. Zeo Shana Mother Israel Lamul Goy Imraisa Goy Lechos Arla Lehesirek Lafisha Kol Mitzave Shagoy Aisei Nightning Lo Aliyah Schar Ale Schar Aval Ino Kimisha Hu Mitzave Aisei Ubilvad She Yashena She Yashena Shehu Maide Benavus Moshe Rabbeinu Bakul Eish Yavo Aleinu Shinimola so Lashem Mila Mutalana Lamulo Afa Pishuni Schar Begiyoso. A non-Jew who doesn't convert can still get a kosher circumcision. How do you like that? The king Kesuva Rambam Hilgas Mila Zela Shono Akim Shitzori Lechatech Arla Sobi name Maka Asu the Israel Chtoko Lo Oiso Shaha Akum Ima Ali Moisa Miyadei Misa Ava Bisha Nasi's Mitzvah Berafua Zoda Gama Akum Shamal Shalol Hashem Geras Mekayim Mitzvah's Mila Shailon Niskav the Mitzvah Lafika Im Niskav in Akum the Mitzvah's Mila Mutal Israel Moloso. A non-Jew who needs to get a circumcision for a health reason and then has kavana for a mitzvah, he has a kosher circumcision. Aval Beigris Moshe, the Inkavan is a Raman Hills Mila. The Niskav the guy Mitzvah's Mila. V'zo Shona Masha got the Kateris Shakavan is a Raman the game Mitzvah's Mila V'lo the Geris. V'chem Afar Shamasi B'Miri V'Shem Avi V'Grosh Seifer Ma'alek Hu Ava Hevel. Shekavanas Rambam is Gavin Lamulik the Geris. The Rav Moshe Feinstein disagrees and thinks that he's having a conversion bris milah. As known, Rav Moshe learns at Lafib Shuto. Shekasav Pshitis the Kamo the Goy Shesheves Chayiv Misa. Odin Goy Shemal Chayiv Misa. But Piskei Tshuva V'Abdama Shekasav Savar Lezeh V'Nira De Ishtamite Lefi Shah Chuvas Rambam. Ubi Yosef Das Heir Bahadi Isa Bereshis Rabbah. Maisa, okay. They're going on to this circumcision thing, which is not where we're going. Let's see. This is a long one. What is this? Ha'evnei Nezer, Kasav, the Rock al Torah, Mekabel Schar, V'lo al Shar Mitzvahs. So you can only, the whole idea of doing more Torah and mitzvahs is only learning Torah. And also that's what Rav Moshe was talking about. The Arab was there. Hochiach the Gama Raman Saiver Ken. The Zela Shona Baru or Sharak al mitzvahs Kitsadaka Karbanas Kedamish Shematzena Babala Shekibel Schar al Karbanas Shevi with Sadaka and Farshman and Negatzer. Shekibel Schar Ken. And yani mitzvahs kahad schar sichanad The had seir of Abana's light. Kahad Chavod Hashem b'shlosh psiyas v'netzer. Aval b'shmira Shabbos v'yontiv v'nachas tefillin v'tzitzi v'sukkah lulav shayfer achilos. Kashrus v'zira mishatnis v'kodem ein lahem shum schar al zed ein shaykh in klal l'mitzvahs elu. Kivan the listener v'kabbalas ha'Torah v'ein ha'mitzvahs l'didahu klal. Right, so he's saying that until you're ger, if it's a nachri, then you have no schar on mitzvahs, not a chiddush. And that's what he's talking about the bris milah. Umasha kasav a Rambam, the ben noyek sharatzu asos mitzvah v'shar mitzvahs a Torah kadei l'kabel schar imanin asos v'lasos v'chokasa. What about the Rambam? Hu rak heter kapashtis l'shono be'imhu rak b'mikra v'lo b'kviz. Aval lo yikabel schar ozeh. If he's saying, don't make a habit of now I do this mitzvah or that mitzvah. So a lot of Gerim think, how do we do mitzvahs? We should do it forever, right? Rav Moshe Feinstein says, you dafka don't do it forever. You do it when it happens in the style of receiving schar, but it's not to receive actual schar. Again, that's the level of akum. But I think it's good advice for a ger too until a ger will become established. Aval lo yikabel schar al zeh u'mashgas of gedei l'kabel schar hu machshevis haben noyach l'rabuso neked sha'af shehu l'kvanas mitzvah v'ein ma'anis also. He says, yeah, the one that doesn't receive schar is why it says ben noyach and not ger. V'hu muchrak t'im hayim l'kabel schar ek shaykh l'chadesh shelo yamana also the kivan. How do you hold back the reward from God if God wants to give reward? Right, some would say that the receiving reward means it's not forbidden. The only question would be, what kind of reward would you get? And this is talking about an akum. So a ger, already it's a different level. Umasha kasav miri v'kol shekain im aisib mekayim mikrei mitzvah seyah l'shma after shachalokim shabbat shalom mesheva mitzvahs keiman shabarti yishazel lo avshar ma'achrich l'ayma she'eza ta'ud sefer yeshmet sham. Ayve koikavim kasav v'shuvas Rambam Shemuta l'lamed mitzvahs a night stream. So here, this is pretty wild. The Rambam says you can teach mitzvahs to Christians to bring them back to our religion. They believe in the Torah. Rak megalim ba panim beperushim hufsad. Umafarshim zayis beperushim shehem adim behem. Remember, all these are laws for the akum. Perush anach rav shar shagziru lamotav v'afil lo yakzuru. Lo yavolanu mezeh mikshul v'lo yamasim katuvehim devar shan mekituvenu aval aser l'lemen yishmailim. It's forbidden to teach Torah to a Muslim. Ki hey ma'aminim shetorah seinu einu v'shamayim. They believe in our Torah. It's not from heaven. Im yilamdum devar shimatzim menugad lemunasam yeh zeh mikshul Yisrael. If they learn something counterintuitive to our Torah, it's a problem for Israel. The Isaac Amiri Haisu Tanai Vizeg Gosh Isaac Torah Yoyri Lasov Dasov the Kai Lishma Aryu Nigmal Ba Skark Yisrael. The Miri says if you do more on mitzvah learn Torah, then you do get the reward like a regular Jew. Kikoyan Gadol Roy Midrayim Taisvis, okay. Hi Hukoyan Gadol Igros Moiship Shute Pashut. Sha'ari le'inyan kavod ba'alma. All right, this is a different deal. Kohanim, these are all about the deeper inyanim of the Kohen, or the non-Jew learns Torah like a Kohen. Torah's Achayim Mishum, the Orcha, the Karta, Hu ba'alma heicha, the boy, the Raboi, Goy, the Mechtav, Le, the Raboi, Ba'api Nafshe, the Lava Orcha, the Kra, the Mechlal, Goy, the Hedi Yisrael. All right, this is a little bit of a tangent here, so I'm not translating it diligently. Here we go. Now we're back because the compilation here deals with each part of the Talmud, just so you know what's going on. Now we're dealing with She'im Makablin Aleim Schar K'mitzvah V'Aisei Ela K'mi She'im Mitzvah V'Aisei. Right? She'im Makablin Aleim Schar. those that do the mitzvahs and things like that, ain makablin, they're not makablin schar, like one commanded and does, but rather like one not commanded and does. Remember the three shitas or views of the Ritva, that there's a goy who's involved, a ben noach, and a ger toshav. The ger toshav is commanded and does, the ben noach is not commanded and does, and we're saying she'im makabel aleim schar k'mitzvah oisei, you're getting schar like one not commanded and doing. And let's see what that means. Zeh loshin or Yisrael l'choyer yapoleh achrei ki mashalo kaim u'zayim mitzvahs b'varda yana shozeh. If you don't do the 7, you get punished. Madua ya'an shu'ol b'kvelim ki yekupach gam scharim shelo yikibu schar al mitzvahs shekaimu rak mi she'ena mitzav v'oisei. Right, so until you have Kabbalah, you're not commanded in doing. So whatever you do, you get schar like not commanded in doing because you don't have Kabbalah. If you have Kabbalah, then you're commanded in doing. That's what we were talking about before also. All that Akum stuff, that's the nafkamina, the result of not having Kabbalah, type 1. That's the whole reason why Kabbalah matters. But also, ulam yuvan eidiv achrei ki kol heter in a schar. Shamitzvah Aisei who rock me nay da'ag with Sar Shadoysh and Star Yoiser Min Avor. Well, King Asher Rogash Margo Yinaso Lebnei Noya Rog Zay Mitzvah Kiva Layim V'Lov Mekaimin Harki Ein Chivitzam Klal Lisha O Malchu Shemayim Ein Lehem Dalga with Sar Klal Lakim Sivoy Shamakam Ozos Gam Im Mekaimin Leiza Mitzvah Lo Yakibu Skar Rock Misha in Matzav Aisei. Until you have Kabbalah, you don't get the proper Schar. By the way, Ask Noah holds the same thing. The difference between me and them is they don't want you to have schar. They don't want you to be commanded in doing. And that's why a Noahide for them is never going to be able to be commanded in doing. And Ger is, it's at least approaching the level of commanding and doing. And that's what we're going to find out now is how far does it go, commanded in doing. And we know that you can at least be commanded in doing on Shituf, which gives you Shabbos and learning Torah. Gala mitzvah Aisei. Greater is one who is commanded and does. Okay. Because basically when you're commanded and doing, you have Yetzer Hara. So the Yetzer Hara is more of a battle. So if you get through your Yetzer, it's obviously greater. All right. This is a bit off topic again. This is, we're not going to do this part. This is all about how great it is to be commanded in doing. We know that. All right. Now we're looking, I think we're done with the Talmud there. Now we want Rashi and Tosfos. Okay, here's Rashi. Ready for Rashi? Look, we said over there. Okay. Im lo brisi yomam v'layla ela divrei abris v'sher tiva Hashem as Moshe lechos as bnei Yisrael. Okay. Okay, and there's that. Tosfos. Konim v'lo dikokin kren Adam. V'chidusha Rabbi Yeshaya b'shu beis Yisrael chidusha the goy mekayim zayim mitzvah area. Okay, the Talmud is saying that goy that learns Torah is like a Kohen Gadol, correct? Okay, so now the question is that in that drasha, the reason why it doesn't say Yisrael, Levi, Cohen, it says Adam, based on a verse in Vayikra. It says a man will live through the law. Man and not Goy, man and not Israel, man and not Cohen or Levi. So we're saying the Ein Akum B'chlal Adam. Ein Akavana. We're not saying that Akum are not Adam. Ela debekol makom denizkar b'Torah Adam hakavana lebnei Yisrael When the Torah says Adam, that is an Iker term, and that Iker term means Israel receiving the Torah. Okay. Ubemakor Baruch Kasav ba'oifen acher b'shem Adam lo shayat loshen rabim ela b'shem ish ishim anush anashim gvar gvarim al kein shem Adam shu loshen yachid rak al Yisrael the klal Yisrael kulo nefesh echadhu. Right, so Adam is a synonym for Israel. Ubechidushi Rabbi Yeshaya b'shu beis Yisrael chidusha de goyim akayim zayim mitzvahs b'nei noach nikra Adam. But a goy who keeps the 7 laws is called Adam. The goy kizeh gam tami ba'oil. And a goy like this has Jewish spiritual impurity and requires the red heifer. V'hada amru Yivama 61. Atem kroyim Adam ve'enav dekol kroyim Adam. You all are called Adam and not Akum are called Adam. Kai ashar dekol kavim she'enav akayim min zayim mitzvahs b'nei noach. So there's 2 kinds of non-Jew. There's an Akum who does not keep the 7 laws of Noach. He is not Adam and is not spiritually impure, which is a good thing. To be spiritually impure, it means that you have the ability to become impure. So a Noahide, as we would call it that, one who keeps the 7, can become spiritually impure. Ba'al mimayek kra ki arov mistama ein makayim zayim mitzvahs. That is an Instagram moment. Type 1. That is a real Instagram moment right there. So there's 2 kinds of non-Jews. You can even say there's 2 kinds of goyim. One is a total goy. He does not get spiritually impure. And one is a non-Jew who is removed from the category of goy. He is Adam, which means he is technically part of Israel. How do you like them apples? That's a good one. That's a real good one right there. There you go. That is a solid proof of all this as we've had. Right? So one that doesn't keep the 7 laws is not spiritually impure. One who keeps the 7 laws can become spiritually impure. And he is called Adam and he is Israel. All right. So a Nachri is who's not Adam. If you're a Nachri, you're not Adam. The rock the pasu medaber al puranos anu amri matem kroim Adam the eno right to the hezkir of Verish Yisrael al puranais l'chein ksav Adam she'inkim bekrav v'chai behem the ein pasu medaber puranos as gam akum b'chlal Adam. So also the Akum can be called Adam. The Rahif the Pasuk Medaber al Puranos Anu Amrim Adem Goyim Adam. So Israel is only called Adam when al Puranos Anu Amrim Adem Goyim Adam. The inner right to has given favorish Israel. Right, when Israel's being punished, they're called Adam because we don't want to say punishment by Israel. I received the Afam Makom the in Sham low bruch of low piranhas. I mean the below Akum milvad b'bruch shiyah lo lechtov Yisrael v'feirush v'kasiv Adam kin gam Akum b'chlal. Again, the in Sham low bruch of low piranhas. I mean, so when there's no blessing or curse, it's called Adam. When there's a blessing, it's called Israel, beferish, and it's written Adam, so when it's not a special praise for Israel, it's called Adam. Wait. Yeah, or curse. But when it is Adam, wait a second. Right, no blessing, no curse. It's called Adam, and not Akum. No vav bracha. No, sorry, wait, Adam. Velo Akum vav bracha sheyeh lelechtov Yisrael. Right. So remember, but favorish v'ksiv Adam l'chein gam. Wait a second. So when it's a straight up blessing for Israel, then it's Adam and not Akum. Milva b'bracha she'el l'chlov Yisrael b'ferish b'ksiv Adam l'chein gam Akum b'chlal. 1 second. Amrina the Dinim koyim Adam v'lo Akum milva b'bracha she'el l'chlov Yisrael. Wait a second. I see the Afim Akum she'in sham lo bracha lo paranas. Amrina the Dinim koyim Adam v'lo Akum. Okay, so it's just a straight up non-curse, non-anything, non-blessing. It's Adam, and then Akum is not included. Milva b'bracha she'yeh lo l'chtov Yisrael b'ferish, and when it's a blessing, it's written Israel explicitly. And then it's called Adam. Milva b'bracha she'yeh lo l'chtov Yisrael b'ferish, and it's written Adam. Okay, I got it. So then because here it's written Adam, it's coming to include the Akum as well. And why is that? The Afim Akum she'ein sham lo bracha lo paranas amina the dem kroim Adam. V'lo Akum. V'lo Akum. Okay, I think it's this is kind of hard. I think he's saying that when it's Israel specific, it's for praise and not Akum. When it's Adam without praise or without curse, it's Adam, which includes Akum. Okay, how you see the Afim Akum? Okay, you did that already? That was a hard one, huh? These are dealing with Iker terms, right? We're dealing with the Iker of how to understand when the Torah says Israel, when Torah says Adam. And I've seen a commentary of the Malbim, usually when it says Adam, it's coming to include Ger. So I think that's what it's saying here, right? Because when it's specifically mentioning the praise of Israel, then it's the exclusion of Akum. Okay. Ksav Devzel Shono Inach Hinami. The Ein Akum B'chlo Adam. He says here, Akum is not Adam. Aval Hachas Shani, to see the Kevan da Kasiv, V'chai B'hem Akod Tzrichim L'chayis Ka'amar, V'hainu Af Akum. Kadam Rina B'kedushin, the Laman Yirbu Yemechim, Yemei Benechim, V'lo Mitmainim, B'nasechin, V'hai Time of the B'chod Tzrichim Riboy, Yami, Mishtoi Kra, the Adu B'nei Chayi, Nashe, Lo B'yachai, Hakinami, Lo Shna, Akon Shonu. Shekasha hit Tanam Avos, Chaviv Adam Shniva B'Tselem, B'Sham Mari Ba'akum. The Alo Miyad Acher Zed Tanan Chaviv in Yisrael Shenakro Bani Lamakum. V'Teres Tishani Koidim, Man Torah the Gam Heim Nekroim Adam. Aval Merkavas Samishna Kasav Dahad Tanan Chaviv Adam Arab Yisrael. So basically, Sinai gives over the pre-Sinai Adam to Israel. So when you attach to Israel, then you're part of Adam. All right. Everyone's asking, what does it mean, Adam? Because the whole drasha, Goy learns Torah is like a Kayan Gadol, because the Torah says, live with the law. A man will live with the law. The question is, what does Adam mean? Adam mikra ze miyoserhu the loksiv raka sheyasef v'chavihem gamkin havi ma'idin goy linyan tamatorah maration the kradak siv ishmartem eschachukusai the mashmatem v'lo nachrim ki hadar ksiv adam l'maya gamkin nachrim havi lei miyut acher miyut ve'im miyut acher miyut elo the rabbis l'chem arbinan had acher goyim v'had akamar goyim levim. The Yisrael lo nemar ela lavdafka ela nakad kamishum dahu lishna the Torah's koyanim b'shar duchti. That when it says live through the man will live with the law, it's coming to include the nachri. So that what they're getting into is the pilpul and the rabbinics, right? When the Torah says Adam, we're going to take a given that it means Israel, type 1. And we know that it's either going to include the Akum or to exclude the Akum. And it's learning the code of the Iker how to understand the rabbinics of the Iker term Adam. All right. The Midrash Rabbah, Ashiyah Soisim Adam V'chai V'hem, Kohanim Levim Yisraelim Lo Nemar Ela Adam, Malam Shafil Ovid Koichavim. Jacques, this is for you. So, here we go. Again, we're skimming to get to the good stuff. Did you know that Rabbi David Katz made up the whole Ger thing? Did you guys know that? Yeah? Here it is. Ready? Here it is. Jacques, this is for you. In the Midrash Rabbah, maybe we should look this one up, actually. We'll look this up. Ready? The Torah says by this goy that learns Torah is like a Kohen Gadol. Asher Yasa Oisim Adam V'chai V'hem. That you will do them, the man, Adam, and you'll live with them. James wants a source for that. Where did I get that from? Tell him Makor Baruch. Makor Baruch. No. Chidushay Rebbe Yeshaya. Chidushay Rebbe Yeshaya and Shoot Base Yisrael. Okay? Chidushay Rebbe Yeshaya and Shoot Beit Yisrael. Got that? One or two? Hurry up. Hello. All right. Okay, Midrash Rabbah, and I think we're going to look this one up. You ready? So we're talking about the pasuk that they use. It says Adam. It doesn't say Cohen. Doesn't say Levi. It doesn't say Israel. It says Adam. Jock type 1. Malam and Shafilu Ovid Koichavim, which means even an Akum who's mitgayer, he becomes ger and learns the Torah, is like a Kohen Gadol. Okay, I guess I lied. I didn't make it up. And the Miri Tzvi, the Lafi Girsa Zo, the Garsinam is Gayer, Lo Kasha Klum, Aval Lafi Girsa Zo, Hu Choylek Al HaTalmud Shalanu. So because it says Ger, it's just a different version than the Talmud. Should we look it up? Are you guys feeling spunky? Should we look it up? 13. All right, chapter 13. Ready? B'yom Hasheni. B'yom Hasheni. B'yom Hasheni. B'yom Hasheni. B'yom Hasheni. All right. All right. B'yom Hasheni. I hope this isn't a long chapter. Probably going to be a long chapter. I got a bookmark here. Oh, I've already been there before. I've already been here. I have a bookmark. Ready? All right. Seir Izim Echad Lechatis Keneged Hagerim. This is according to the Gerim of the future who will become Ger, and they'll be there. All of them will be fit. As it says, Asher Yasa Osav Ha'adam V'chayvehim Kohani Levim V'Yisrael Lo Nemar Ela Ha'adam Elamed Shafilu Oivid Koichavim Hamizgayer V'Oisiv B'Toyra Hari Hukar Koyin Gadol. Okay. Here's the commentary. Hamizgayer V'Oisiv B'Toyra V'Im Lo Nizgayer V'Oisiv B'Hilchas Osan V'Im Lo Nizgayer. But if he's not ger, v'oisek behilchas otan sheva mitzvahs liot baki behem gam ki mekabel schar kikoyin gadol. Wait a second. What does this mean? His gayer v'oisim b'toyer v'im lo nizgayer v'oisim b'hilchos oisim sheva mitzvahs leo. Wait a minute. What? V'im. I'm looking at the commentary here. V'im lo nizgayer v'oisik. V'hilchos oisim sheva mitzvahs leo baki b'hem. Okay. Wow, it's very, very, very good. Remember our famous Shita of Ritva? So you can either become commanded in doing, like a Ger Toshav with Kabbalah, type 1 jock, or what happens if you don't become a proper Ger, because you didn't go to Beis Din, but you still were Bucky, mastering in the 7 laws, then you also receive the Schar like Kohen Gadol. Which means this is consistent with what we know that the Ben Noach and the Ger Toshav are practically the same if you just can't get to Beis Din. That's very good, right? There we go. So, this is very good. All right. So there's one of your sources for the Goy that learns Torahs like a Kohen Gadol or a Ger that learns Torahs like a Kohen Gadol. See, Rabbi Katznian didn't make it up. All right, and then another shot. Ready? Lahagos going to be Gedalia Lipschitz. Nai the Einam Adam neged Yisrael Ella Aval neged Behema Negro Adam. That's what we're going to all the cloud the Akum Einam Kroya Adam the Ksi B'Shvi Shishavu B'nei Yisrael B'Chomas Midian. Okay. What is this? This is not our topic here. Hold on. Okay, not our topic. Hold on. I think I'll do another Instagram moment here with our Midrash. I think I've done it before. Let's do it again. Ready? Okay. All right, we're not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. So here again, we're talking about that an akum is not called Adam, and the ikar of Adam is can you become matame or not? Can you become impure? Daktek lamer latame avalakol shar divreim kroyim Adam miyeshevas kushiyas satoises far yesh the akum atzmim einam Makshivim la'atzmem v'misasam v'misayim lo chashel l'nilvam mishtamshim ba'oram v'tzmusam l'kivan shemesu bitlu chashivusam l'chein lo chashivi adam aber Yisrael makshivim gufos mityahim yoiser mechayim. Right, so the whole ikar is the akum cannot become impure. One who is a proper adam is impure. And the 7 laws in learning in Schar makes you Adam, which makes you Dafka attached to Israel. Okay, we got that. So basically, this is a very serious teaching, right? The Goy that learns Torah is like a Kohen Gadol. What it's saying on the halachic level is when you're a proper Noahide, so to speak, you're attached to Israel and you're Adam because you can become impure. So Israel has to know and acknowledge your existence because you can render and affect levels of impurity, and that has to come under careful consideration. A regular akum doesn't, therefore he doesn't need to be considered part of Israel. Very important stuff. Miu lav dafka zayim mitzvahs, lo chashiv zayim mitzvahs, and lo taseh lo, okay. Why is it allowed for a goy to learn the 7 mitzvahs? Isn't that a contradiction? If the 7 mitzvahs are part of the oral Torah and a goy that learns Torah is chayiv misa, how would a non-Jew ever learn the 7 mitzvahs so that he shouldn't be chayiv misa? You hear the question? The 7 mitzvahs are embedded in the oral Torah. A non-Jew that learns the Torah, the 7 mitzvahs, is obligated to die. So therefore, how does anyone ever get beyond being an akum? Type 1. The time the mutter l'lasu behillas sheva mitzvahs ksiva pnei Yeshua. V'zelo shono tam achiluk vadai nira mitzad esvara. The b'shar mitzvah shalon etstavo yesh la'anisha misa meneksiv Torah tiva lanu Moshe v'lolehem. Amo b'sheva mitzvah shenstavo agoyim kamo Yisrael lo shayach leimis tiva lanu v'lolehem. V'od adarabba goy tzari lamud shetalmud mavili dei maisa. So when we say we don't teach Torah to non-Jews, we're talking about everything that's not applicable for them. The 7 laws are applicable for them, therefore they have to learn the Torah, the same Torah of Israel, on their 7 mitzvahs. And therefore there's no suspicion of a Jew who works with a non-Jew teaching them their Torah. Jacques, that would have been handy in Cape Town. That's what Rabbi Ojek was asking me about. Kishalay midvein kavana so elakadei lakayim mitzvahs lida halacha ech yasa hamaisa v'lo l'shem mitzvahs limud Torah kivan shakor atzmo shaloso ve'esek einanu ela lakayim mitzvah einanu adif mekim mitzvah gufei to be idna v'lo asik ba v'lo magina v'lo mitzali ein lo l'hamayla shal limud Torah. You really should be learning the mitzvahs in order to do them. So when a non-Jew learns about the mitzvahs of the Torah, it's really not correct to do so unless you're going to put it into practice, and then you can do so. The Torah's Moshe yesh lechalek bein ha'isik v'Torah kadei liyada halachas eich l'chaim mitzvah. The az halimud rak hekshir mitzvah v'lo adif me'amitzvah gufa. Yesh lomar de'ein ze heter greda l'mutter lehem asu v'Torah b'mitzvah shenogei lehem ela the mutter mashum sha'isik ba rak kadei liyada halachasei kashid isik v'mitzvah. But the 7 laws, you can even learn them just to learn them beyond even what you can do, which means you can go deep in the iyun. This is the question. Can you get into brisk on the 7 mitzvahs? Even things that are not nogeya to the din. Jacques, this is for you. The rak lefi atam arishon shel pnei Yeshua mutter. Kivon the chelik a Torah shenogea lemitzvah sheva b'nei noyach nitna gam lehem. There you go. There it is. Can you teach the b'nei noyach ger toshav? Jacques, what do you got to say about that? Bam. There it is, folks. There it is. Can you teach ger toshav the b'nei noyach? Yes, you can. What do you think? What do you think about that? That was a good one. That is a really good one. Justin, please spread these around off my page. That was good. That was real good right there. The yesh b'zeh b'achrayim 2 shitas. The Ben Yehoyada, which we have. I never thought to look at the Ben Yehoyada on this. Wait, let me see how much more we got to go. Hey, we're almost done. Wait a minute, what is this? What? Wow, we're going right into the Gerim Grurim. I didn't know that. Hold on a second. That's even better. Is that really true? Justin Becker, is that true? How in the world is that true? Ah, yeah. Oh, very good. All right, so we got some more stuff to do. Man, we're not even, yeah. All right, we got a lot of stuff here. Baruch Hashem. All right, here we go. In the Ben Yehoyada Ksav, the Gam Sheva Mitzvahs, Aser Lomod Imahem Ela Halachas Psukas, Ze Mutter V'Ze Aser, V'Lola Maser Lehem Tamim, Ayin Sham. Near the Soiver, the time of the Mutter Lehem Lomod Halachas Sheva Mitzvahs, V'Shum De Eina Mikri Limud Torah, Kivon the Kavanas HaLimud Hu Rak Liyada Hadinim. Again, what does this mean? But Ben Yehoyada saw the Gam Sheva Mitzvahs Aser Lomod Imahem Ela Halachas Psukas. Ze mutter v'ze aser. The lola master lehem tamim, ayin shan. Near the slaver, the time of the mutter lehem lamud, halakha sheva mitzvahs who mashum the ena mikre limud Torah. Kevan the kavanas halimud who rakli de liyada hadinim. So you don't teach the Noahides. Hold on. The Gam Sheva mitzvahs aser lamud imahem. El halagas pasuka zem mutter v'zeh aser v'lolam aser lehem timing. Near the time of the mutter lehem lamud halagas sheva mitzvahs who mishum the ena mikre limud Torah. Came on the kavanas limud who rakli de dinim. Oh wow, Jacques, this is incredible. This is incredible because there is a mitzvah of dinim. You can teach the Noahides any Torah as long as it relates to them in dinim. And then it's not called learning Torah. It's called knowing the dinim. So when if there hadn't been dinim, they would have had no Torah. And where there's Torah and not a shaykhis of dinim, then that's called learning the reasons of Torah, and you don't teach them. So dinim is what's connected to the learning of Torah for the Noahide. So just like if the essence of a Noahide is rejecting avodah zarah, then the essence in Shabbos, then dinim is what gives you Talmud Torah. If the Torah you learn doesn't strengthen you in din, you don't learn it. Is that hardcore or what? I think that is hardcore. And I think we in the dinim class understand how hardcore that is. Okay, Zeh Kasav Tiferes Yisrael, Teretz Bezeh Masha Kasav, Shagoy Mutter Lahakrin Carbon Bekol Zman, Ovakol Makom Mutter Lahairis Lehem Seder Krava, Lachoira Keshe, the Eich Mutter Lameno Dam Hari Asul Lamed Torah Lagoy. You can do an offering anytime, anywhere, but how would you ever know how to do it if you can't teach Torah to a goy? But Teretz Vazel Shono Shahiris Hamaisa Bli Tam Lo Nikshav Limud. Shahiris Hamaisa Bli Tam Lo. So for teaching the action, Shahiris Hamaisa Bli Tam Lo Nikshav Limud. Shahiris Hamaisa Bli Tam. Very interesting. So there's something called the reason, and there's something called the action. So when the Jew learns the reason, this is very interesting. This is the ikar of how a Jew learns Torah. A Jew only learns the reason. See, I can't do offerings today, but you can. The Noahide learns not the reason, but the action. So when you learn the action and not the reason, that's not considered learning Torah. Learning Torah is when it is a Jew who learns the reason and not for the action. That's what it means to learn Torah. How amazing is that? So, Jacques, Justin, John, trick question. Can a non-Jew learn Torah? No. No, no, no. Can a non-Jew perform from the Torah? Yes. And how do you know what you're doing? You learn the matter according to the Dinim. That's not called learning Torah. That's an amazing, amazing tikkun right there. Learning Torah is not a literal expression. It's an ikar term. You hear what I'm saying? Learning Torah is not called Bereshis Bar Elokim, once in the beginning, once upon a time. Learning Torah is what a Jew does when he's not intending to do it and he's learning the reason. Type 1. Can a non-Jew learn Torah? Can a non-Jew learn Torah? No. Would a non-Jew even want to learn Torah according to the ikar? No. The whole point is knowing what you're doing spiritually. So the non-Jew, he learns the din in the matters of dinim in order to perform the Torah. That's not called learning Torah. That's called performing the permitted mitzvot. What does it mean, permitted mitzvot? Whatever he can do attached to his dinim, as far as his dinim will take him. What's the chiddush? Dinim will take you wherever you need to go. You copy what I'm saying here? The dinim are the ikar of the Torah. That's why the Miri calls the Noahide learning Torah and doing mitzvahs the performing the ikar, the ikare of Torah. Meaning the non-Jew is not wasting his time. He is performing the what do you call it? The refined aspect of Torah. What do you think about that? Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Mitzudas David, Ksavadayich, Larambam Sham Shekasiv, Umutter Lana Laharasan Laman Ech Yasu. Or you could say it another way, that we are allowed to teach them and learn with them how they should do it. The Rambam Chidish Bezeh, the Lo Rak Laharis Mutter Elagam. It's not only that they can learn it, but the Jew learning the reason, who's not doing it himself, he can do his part with the non-Jew who's learning how to do it. As the Noahides have a shaykhis to offerings, they can still do offerings. How does it seem backwards? Just as the action seems to be with the Jews. No, the Jew can't do the korban. A Jew can't do the offering. It is illegal for a Jew to do an offering. A Noahide can do an offering. So the Jew can learn the reason for the offering and work with the Noahide who is doing the offering. Thereby the Jew is able to teach the non-Jew who has an ability. Basically, the non-Jew does the Torah that he's allowed to do. The Jew cannot do the whole Torah, but he can learn any aspect of it. Do you see how it's a perfect relationship? No, Jacques. The Jew learns the reason because he's not doing it. You're thinking literally. These are Iker terms. The Jew Jacques, you're talking literally. This is not a we can, he can't. What do you call the learning that a Jew does when he cannot do the mitzvah? What do you call that style of learning when you cannot do a mitzvah? That's called learning the reason. Lafib Shuto, type 1. Because a Jew cannot do the mitzvah. He cannot do it. I cannot make an offering. All I can do is learn about the reason. Type 1. The non-Jew can make an offering. By definition, he's not learning the reason or learning according to the reason. He's learning according to do it. You see how it's different? For the non-Jew, it's not theoretical. He's learning to do it. So then the Jew who's learning the theory can work together with the Noahide who's learning to do it. The Noahide is learning for the Dinim. The Jew is learning for the reason. The Jew, for him, it's called a mitzvah of Talmud Torah. For the non-Jew, he actually is getting to do the mitzvah. And he will get the reward of learning how to do how he is doing his mitzvah. The question then would become, on the inverse, can a Jew learn the reason and then do the mitzvah? In terms of offerings, Jacques, Justin, John? Can a Jew do an offering that he learns the reason of? No. A Jew cannot do an offering today. The Jew cannot do the offering. There's no temple here today. We're talking today. We're talking today. The Jew cannot do the offering. Only a Noahide can do the offering. Type 1. So the Jew can only learn how the reasoning is. Type 1. The Noahide can do the offering today. Type 1. So is a Noahide learning about it theoretically the reason? Because he's not learning it, he's doing it. Listen to what I'm telling you. You're not learning the theory, you're learning it, because it's not listen to what I'm telling you. You're either learning it on the theoretical level. By definition, if it's theoretical, then you're not doing it. Imagine, have you ever heard of the planet Mars? Have you ever heard of the planet Mars? They're sending pilgrims to Mars, correct? There will be scientists who have studied the theory of living on Mars. Type 1. Will they actually set foot on Mars? No. It will always be theoretical. The people that went to Mars, they're loading a spaceship up tomorrow to go to Mars, correct? Type 1. Tomorrow they're going to Mars. Are they prepared to go to Mars? Assumingly, they're prepared to go to Mars, correct? They're not thinking they're going to Disneyland. They're going to Mars. So they're learning. They learned how to survive on Mars, correct? So was that theoretical learning, or did they learn practically? They did not learn in theory. They did not learn in theory. They learned to go to Mars, to plant seeds in the ground, how to live on Mars. It was a din. They are learning the dinim of how to live on Mars. The scientists are learning in theory. They're not going to Mars. Do you follow my distinction here? Theoretical has to remain theoretical. It cannot ever come to practice. You understand what I'm saying? There's the coach, and then there's the player. The coach understands the game in theory. Type 1. Type 1. He will never, ever experience what the player experiences on the court. Type 1. So the coach is the Jew. He understands, let's go learn about this thing in theory and see how it works. The player is not learning in theory. Michael Jordan is not thinking about what it would be like to be Michael Jordan. He is learning it according to what he will actually implement on the court. Type 1. Then we say, does Michael Jordan have the right to have a coach? Can the coach and Michael Jordan coexist? Yes. Got it by teaching the ger. He knows how when the got it by teaching the ger. He knows how when the temple is here. Yeah, the ger is going to have on the ground experience. The ger is doing it now. When the temple comes, the ger would have experience of having done it. Now again, tell me if it's one or two. Do you get this? If it's not, tell me the truth. Do you understand? There's a very subtle distinction here. These are Iker terms. Do not think about it literally. The mitzvah of learning Torah is not literally using your eyeballs and reading words and saying, oh, I learned Torah today. Mitzvah of Talmud Torah, according to the Iker, is when you learn it only theoretically. Now, can a Jew do certain dinim? Yes. The ger is all dinim. Everything he does, he's doing. And he can do more things than a Jew can do. Everyone says the Jew has 613 mitzvahs. Not really. Not really. He has them as a capacity of learning the reason in theory. The ger has dinim he can do in practice, i.e. there's more than 7. A non-Jew that learns Torah is like a Kohen Gadol. Why a Kohen Gadol? Just as a Kohen Gadol has more mitzvahs than a regular Jew, then the ger who learns Torah has more mitzvahs than a Noahide. You caught this? This is phenomenal. The more ger you become, and you do things like offerings that a Jew can't do, you don't need to learn Torah on that. Learning Torah is what you do when you learn the theory. You are learning the wisdom from the Torah, how to do it in practice. That's not called learning Torah. Learning Torah is a theoretical thing. You are learning wisdom. Then the question is, can the Jew who's learning Torah theoretically teach the wisdom to the ger who's doing it practically according to the Dinim? And the answer is yes, you can. I understand this is a complicated concept. Do you understand this? 1 or 2? So when you have everybody saying a goy that learns Torah is chayav misa, absolutely. What he's saying is I can learn it all theoretical and I don't have to do it. What makes a ger is he does what he does and learns in order to do it. There's something called commanded and does, and then doing for doing. And when you are doing as much as you can, then you become commanded and doing what you're doing because you learned the Torah that you need to know how to do it according to the Dinim. The commandment is on where you can go in Torah. The Jew is all in theoretical, so he can learn the whole Torah. The ger's not trying to do it in theory because the Jew can't do offerings in theory. You understand that? He cannot do the offering. All he can do is learn about it. The non-Jew can do the offering. He doesn't need to learn about it. The guy that went to Mars doesn't read the journal about Mars. He went to Mars. It's experience, but he can learn, and it's like doing the mitzvah. Not like doing the mitzvah, Justin. He's doing the mitzvah. But is he learning Torah or learning the wisdom? Is he learning the Torah? Well, think about it. Torah means instruction or teaching. Wisdom is what you need to do a job. Right? When I learn from my wrestling website, am I learning the wisdom or the Torah of wrestling? Am I learning the Torah or the wisdom of wrestling? No, I'm learning the Torah. I'm not a wrestler. I am not ever going to put shoes and knee pads on again and go wrestle. I'm learning the Torah of it. It's theoretical. I'm reminiscing about 20 years ago what I could have, should have done. Type 1. Now, the wrestler who's a champion, is he learning the wisdom or the Torah of wrestling? Is he learning the Torah or the wisdom of wrestling? The guy who's right now ready for the championship, he's learning the wisdom of wrestling. So then, the coach, is the coach learning the Torah or the wisdom of wrestling? The Torah. Can the coach teach the wrestler wisdom? Does that relationship work? Me, the coach, learning the Torah, going to coaching seminars, and then giving over the Torah to my wrestler, and the Torah sees it as a wisdom exchange for himself to perform better the match. What do we learn from this? The relationship works. The Jew learns in theory. The ger learns the wisdom. The Jew doesn't always seek to do the action. The ger does it through his dinim. Thereby, when the ger is doing it through dinim, or it's possible, not theoretical, it is possible to do it, he is learning what the Jew calls Torah. For the ger, it's called the wisdom. They're both one Torah, but it's called either learning Torah or learning wisdom of Torah. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? Learning Torah theoretical, learning the wisdom of Torah. They're not the same. And you know what? They shouldn't be the same. You cannot say that I am just as qualified in wrestling as a real wrestler, type 1. It's insulting to say that a wrestler, I'm on his level because I understand the Torah of wrestling. Do you see the difference? Jacques, I'm going to go learn about installing showers. Does that make me equal to you? No, it does not make me equal to you. You know how to do it from wisdom. I know the theoretical how to do it. But does that mean we can have a conversation? That I can tell you my insights on theory, and you can tell me whatever you can do from wisdom. He installs showers. Do you cop this concept? This is a very powerful concept. The ger has a world of mitzvahs that he can do in practice. A ger that learns the Torah is like a Kohen Gadol because he can do more than 7. For him, Torah learning doesn't exist because Torah learning is theoretical. Do you understand that? Torah learning is theoretical. For ger, it's not theoretical. It is practical, therefore it's wisdom. Can the Jew and the ger cooperate together? Can I share my learning of Torah for you to do your wisdom learning so that you can do your dinim? Yes. It's perfect circuitry. Man, that is good stuff. That is really good stuff. Remember what's going on Shabbos. On Shabbos, the Jew is theory because he's not working. He can't work. So by definition, it's theory. The ger does work on Shabbos. They're able to coexist. They're not competing for ground. Shabbos and Torah are for a Jew one way and for the ger another way. The ger is about doing it. It's not theoretical. V'shut mechane chayim kasav de masha amr de goya isa b'torah chayiv misa harna b'pilpo svara da arz chayiv misa. The keim masha kasav taz gabe birkas arsa b'diver Torah the hu pilpo v'aisik ava b'sheva mitzvahs shohev mutter the hem afil arsa b'iyam b'pilpo. You cannot do yeshiva for Torah by the nations. But where it's for the 7 laws, you can do yeshiva. You cannot disregard the 7 and do the rest of the 613 on the level of yeshivish iyun. The mutter the lamad behem davka b'shtachius. And then the point of this is you can open yeshivas for the 7 of the deepest brisker style, which means you don't need Jewish cooperation on the 7. It doesn't mean It doesn't mean the Jew should leave you alone because the relationship works. But you are self-sufficient, if need be, on the 7 in yeshiva style. Which means that this point of view would say where you do your offering and you learn the wisdom, the Jew should be there to give over the Torah of how to do the mitzvah of the offering. which means there's a partnership, right? There's a partnership, and by the 7, the partnership is less. You're to go deep. Nira dechein oshitas hayavitz shekasav damasham regoy isaac b'toyra ubashar chelkei Torah chai misa hainu shiyayishiv adirish baba farish stimoseo mashahaya roy the Yisrael lam rekoidim hu yizachabo v'hainu vaday kein gazela avabalava achilo chashu gazel v'lo chasera biyadi akal shaynim mavoyer divrav the Eino Chayiv Misa Kashalayim Shar Chilgei Torah Elo Kashadoris Mavarish Stimosea Aval Kashalayim Dine Sheva Mitzvahs Dezem Mutalehem Lilmod Mutalehem Gam Lechadesh Lefarish Stimosea. That what this really means is, can you resolve your own contradictions? In the 7 laws, people can resolve their contradictions. When it's, let's say, the offering, then Jewish cooperation is mandatory. And that makes sense, right? Think about it. If the Jew sees it one way from being theoretical, the Jew's not biased. And the Ger needs to see the superconscious point of view. It's not about who's better or who's equal or unequal. It's about being able to, like we said, Jacques, perform the mitzvahs on a craftsman level to perform for God. You see the difference? So God created mankind that when the Jew and the Ger were together, they perform the mitzvahs in perfection to Hashem. The Jew doesn't always need the help of the Ger because the Jew's learning in theory. The Ger doesn't need the help of the Jew when doing the 7. So when it comes to practice of the mitzvahs, either for the Jew or for the Ger, outside the 7, the Jew practicing, the partnership works best together. 1 or 2. You guys seeing this? This is very heavy stuff. Very, 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 very heavy stuff. Justin, Jacques, John, everyone, we're on the same page here. I understand this is deep. Jacques, where you at? Please express and type what is not clear. All right. V'chein mor loshim marsha shekasu dafilu b'shem mitzvah shalhen ein meiser lehem sayid a mitzvahs v'taimin. Ayin sham mari desoiver the dafka legalus lehem asodis v'taimin aser. Aval he's boinim begederi a mitzvah shalhem v'lechakor lidroshin behem lahavin devar b'tov mutter v'zek divrei pnei Yeshua. Let's read that again. Shekasa v'filo v'shem mitzvah shalhen ein meiser lehem sod mitzvahs v'taimin. Very, very interesting. So when the Jew is learning theoretical, it'll mess up the Ger who's not learning theoretical. Hari deciphered the dafka legalos lehem sodas v'taimin aser. Aval he's boinim begederi mitzvahs shalhen, but to meditate with them and to search with them the meaning, it's mutter. So v'zed kadivrei pnei Yeshua. So learning Kabbalah is allowed, right? Learning for bina, for comprehension, deep Kabbalah. I'll give you a mashal of where you cannot learn. Ready? Let's take our Mars thing again. Remember we're going to Mars? The people that went to Mars, they need to know with the logistics of reality on the ground, correct? It's going to be seriously put their mission in danger if the scientist gives over theory, Mars theory. Did you imagine that? They need to know what works. What is emes? How does the chachma? And I'm sure the scientists in figuring out the wisdom of Mars in theory, some of the theory didn't make it into the on-the-ground logistics, type 1. So do those theoretical measures, do they need to be conveyed to the people on the ground, or would that only confuse them and mess them up? I'm talking on a very realistic level. It would confuse it.
It's just not necessary. Right? It's got to be the level of reality and real depth. So that's why he's saying the theoretical that the Jew learns Torah, that's Jewish. Right? Just like, how many of you have ever talked to a woman before? Is that the men in this room? Have you ever spoken to a woman? What she has a lot of theory about you. Do you really want to know that theory? Is that really in your best interest to know that theory? So leave it alone, right? She learns theory, leave her theory alone. You need to know what's real and on the ground. So the Jew in learning Torah is going to learn a lot of theory. It doesn't need articulated. It's a different thing. It's a construct. They call it the Havamina. The ger needs to know that the wisdom's got to be Bina, Davar b'toch Davar. Justin, you learned Mishlei with me. Remember Davar b'toch Davar being the Navon? So guess who the ger is according to Mishlei? The Navon. Guess who the Chacham is according to Mishlei? It's the Jew. And they're both at incredible levels. In fact, the Navon really's got it better, we said. He is the one who knows how to gain understanding wherever he goes. He's the craftsman. The roles are very, very unique and defined when it comes to Torah and performing the mitzvahs. I think this is fascinating. The B'ma'or v'shemish shekasav ezel shono Torah shebiksav mutter lamad v'amis ha'olam. The written Torah, the nations can learn. Kamosha mitzayna the Moshe Rabbeinu ksav v'Torah v'er hetiv. The Hana Rishivim Lashon of Altar Shabal Peh, Shem Tami and Torah Mitzvahs, Asur Lamada Lagoy, the Ksiv Lo Yasa Ken Lakol Goy Rishpatim Bal Yidum, the Ain Tam Lazen, Lama Asur Lamada Dim Tami and Torah, Rak Gezeres Akasafi. There's no reason why this happened. It's the way the Torah was written by Moshe. The Jews are a theoretical bunch in their learning Torah, and they learn the reason for the mitzvahs, and they don't necessarily have to come to do the mitzvahs. That doesn't mean they're not obligated in 613. Remember, no Jew is commanded to actually do 613. Right? I will never be commanded like a woman. I don't have a mitzvah to wear a skirt. So the nation of Israel is 613. And the mitzvahs that you can do, you do. And when you don't do them, would say, I can't do an offering today. I still have the mitzvah commanded and to learn the Torah in theory. The ger is not in theory on his mitzvah. He can make an offering, and thereby he learns the wisdom. He doesn't need to bother himself with learning the theory. It doesn't make sense to learn the theory. He is learning the wisdom to do it in his dinim. And everybody can learn the written Torah together. So the whole ger story is already a moot point because it's already in the written Torah. And most of the wisdom, if not all the wisdom, is in the written Torah. The oral Torah it contains the theoretical code. The non-Jew can learn in the oral Torah where as long as it's not in theory for him to do his mitzvot through dinim. And this makes sense according to the whole Noga and Silas thing. I mean, this to me resonates and makes a lot of sense. Ivan Elohim, Aisa V'Torah Chai Misa Gzav Amiri, She'im Yekayim Agoy Shar Mitzvahs Mutter Afla Sop B'Torah B'Halachas. The non-Jew can do any of the mitzvahs of the Torah, right? So if you're going to do mitzvahs, don't do it in theory. It's got to be done practically. It does. It goes back to both sides. It's a beautiful relationship. That's what God is saying, right? That's why there's male and female in the world. They have to get together for the sake of mankind. The ger and the Jew are on a course to get together for the sake of mankind. Xavatori Evan, the Lafi Manama Sanhedrin, the Alfina Sha'akos B'Derech Misa.
Morsha Lashin Yerusha, Ina Asur, Rak Shalemin La'atzmo Dahavi Gezel. Avaim Yisrael Malamdo Mutter. It's only when they take the Torah to learn the theory for themselves that it's forbidden. When the Jew learns the theory to the ger, then it is allowed. So here he's saying, even if you want to learn the theory, just don't do it yourself, right? It's have the cooperation. And some say that the theory should only be done when there's actual action there to go along with it. So the majority opinions say if you're going to learn Torah, the theoretical Torah, it's got to be accompanied by doing the action that you're learning in through the Dinim. And we're almost done here. The ein ze iser noisiv al shem mitzvahs ela dahari ze bechlal gezel the kema shatori shalana v'lo lehem gezel oshu bechlal arayis or shina morshal b'shal orsa shatori morshal lisro b'vad shein ze ela smachtam alma ve'ina chayiv misa b'beistin el yidei shemayim l'chein lo nimna b'shem mitzvahs. Some say, and actually the truth of the matter is, the whole learning Torah is not scripturally commanded. You don't actually die. It is strong language because the separation is for everyone's benefit. If it would have been truly a separation, it would have been in the 7 mitzvahs. So again, what it's saying is that the non-Jew, when he's going to go learn Torah and the theoretical Torah away from a Jew, he's got to know what he's doing or he's only going to hurt himself, right? And the Jew going to give Torah to the nations just to give it as some kind of nuclear power and not know what he's doing, it's not the healthiest thing in the world. The bottom line is Torah and mitzvahs and wisdom and dinim, all these things are for the sake of serving God. It's very serious. It needs Yiras Shamayim, and you don't just give it over for the sake of, hey, well, that was fun. Okay,